I'm Austin Williams, aka Ammo, aka The Natural, aka Winners Only CEO, and you're watching The Real Deal with Akil.
Show number 10, located in Houston, Texas. It's been a good week, good Friday, good vibes, good weekend. So Texas came out with a victory last night, so it made my weekend 10 times much better. But right now, man, joined by a young bull, young greatness in the making. Number 2 ranked middleweight boxer in the country. Let me just go down the list. 2017 Western Regional Champion. 2017 Golden Gloves Champion. 2017 OHI Champion. And last but not least, going to be competing in the 2020 Tokyo Games. I'm talking about none other than the man, Austin Williams. Austin, God, come on, man, these belts. Come on, you got to break it down for me. You just came with like 8 belts. Man, look, I was in the parking lot, got them. We came up to the 4th floor, man. I literally like just belts taking up the trunk of your car.
Yeah.
Man, describe these belts to me, because I don't know. I've been watching belts for a long time, and I never knew the breakdown of these belts. You walk on like 8 of them.
Well, in the amateurs, it's awesome. I love it because, I mean, they do a lot of shows where the reward is a belt. So I put these 2 up here because I got them from actual tournaments, you know what I mean? And they mean more to me because I got more than one fight under them, you know what I mean? I had to really grind them out to get those belts, so it's real significant to me. Them other belts over there, you know, they all came from shows, you know, local fights where I just had to beat somebody. The reward was a belt, and I fight a lot, so that's why I get a lot of belts. And I want to keep adding to that collection. Right now it's amateur, but I want to get the WBC, IBF, WO, everything.
So this one on the left right here, I see it says Houston Open Ring Nationals. When did you win this one?
That was last year around the same time. It was in August, and it was a big tournament for me because normally people who win those tournaments, they seasoned. It's always big. It's called the Horn. All the boxing world know about the Horn. I mean, I had to fight a guy from Vegas in that fight right here in Houston, and that was a huge experience for me because that was probably in my, don't quote me, I don't know exactly what fight, but it was an early fight, and I fought a guy from Vegas, beat him big, and that really put my name on the map. Actually, in this tournament here, I met Kendrick Perkins. He watched me real early. He told me, you know, I got that potential to be a star in the game and all that type of stuff. Got pictures and stuff with that I sent to you, but that was a big tournament for me. That was last year around the same time.
And this one right here is?
This is another tournament. It was another local Houston one. It wasn't big, but I had 2 fights for it. It was earlier than that. That one I got there. It was at this place called Ron Collins gym. So it was cool. I really think that's my best one right there.
Yeah.
That national one.
Even though this one looks better,
it has
more shine to it. This one more meaningful though.
Yeah, it's more meaningful to me. So I got trophies and things that actually, you know, symbolize bigger things that I've done, trophies and stuff. But as far as my belts, out of my belts, this is my favorite one. Just because I came into that tournament, nobody knew who I was. I wasn't supposed to win it, and actually I got a knockout in my last fight, and it was just a big statement for me. Like I said, my name got on the map big after that tournament, and I just kept the ball rolling ever since then.
You started fighting since you was 19?
19. I started at 19. Came home from 1 year of college at North Texas. Trying to play. Yeah.
What you was studying?
Kinesiology, but I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I was all prerequisite, you know, in class. I wasn't tapping into no majors and nothing like that. So
how you got into boxing? Like, since you're 21 now, and you already have all the belts in the world. Like, you've been fighting since you was a kid, but now it's only been 2 years.
2 years.
And you already, you know what I'm saying, top number 2. You just moved to number 2 less than 24 hours ago. So technically still number 1, really.
Right.
So how did boxing play a part in your life? Where did this come from?
I went ever since I was young. Ever since I was a kid, I've always been interested in sports. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I just always thought to go into team sports.
Yeah.
Football, basketball, stuff like that. I always thought to go into team sports, and I always grind real hard. I'm always the hardest worker on the team. That was never a question for me. I was always that guy. You know what I mean? The one who worked the hardest, put in the overtime, came to class. Practice early and stuff like that. That was me. You know what I mean? But for some reason, even with the talent and stuff I had, it just never worked out. You know what I mean? It was always a coach who had some type of external problem with me or something. I don't know what was going on. And it just never really worked for me. And I always wondered why it would make me super mad as a kid because I wasn't, developed enough yet to go into depressions and things like that. But I'd just be real angry about not being on the A team instead of the B team. Or not being starting instead of coming in behind somebody I was better than and stuff like that. That just seemed to happen over and over. It was like a repeat thing in my life, So, in my high school days, I played basketball. That was what I was serious about. My senior year, I did everything I had to do to be starting and have a great season, all that type of stuff. Yeah. I had a coach. I ain't gonna say his name because I just don't. I don't like to do stuff like that. But I had a coach, and no explanation, nothing like that. Just wouldn't play me. Nothing. He wouldn't tell me why. I couldn't tell my parents why. Nothing. And I actually let this coach know. Yeah. This is my way to go to college with it funded. You know what I mean? This is my way. This is how I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? And still didn't care. I did what he had to do about that. So I ended up going to North Texas, and I wasn't really there for the academics. I really ain't even understand how college really worked. You know what I mean? I just went because I felt like that was the next step of life. The normal person's life is to get out of high school and go to college.
And what high school you went to?
I went to Hightower.
Oh, word? What class?
I'm 14.
Oh, shit. I'm class 11. I ain't,
Yeah.
Past 13, it was done for me. I ain't know nobody. Last person I had went to Hightower. Last person I had on the show, Jonathan Jordan.
Yeah. I know John because I looked up to him playing basketball. I was a freshman. Yeah. And he would do his thing and everything. I loved watching him and stuff like that. So I was young coming in. I was coming in when he was going out or 1 year.
Yeah, because we both 11. So we was seniors. You was a freshman.
Yeah, I came in when he was going out, and he was actually a great person to watch. I mean, just his demeanor, his work ethic, everything.
Yeah.
So pretty much, I went to college just there trying to get on the basketball team, and I did great things. I went to some of their practices and stuff like that. Yeah. I ended up talking to one of their coaches, and the coach told me pretty much, you ain't never going to play. Even if you make the team, say the greatest thing happened, you make the squad, you're not going to play. And the reason why is because they got people on scholarship, that have to play. If you walk on, it don't matter. It's like contracts. They got to play before anybody else, stuff like that. So they told me, pretty much it ain't going to happen. And after that, I was like, I got way too much talent and ability and stuff like that. And to waste it, even being a practice player at North Texas or being a player at North Texas, I just felt like I really could do way more things with my natural abilities and skills and work ethic and stuff like that. So I went into a depression after that because that was pretty much like my separation from basketball. Yeah. It was saying, you ain't doing it no more, so you need to figure out something else to define yourself, stuff like that. I didn't know what to do, so I stopped going to class at college. I couldn't think. I couldn't think straight, so I just lay in the bed, I could say for like a week and a half. I just lay in the bed. I'd go downstairs to the cafeteria, get some food, because I lived in a dorm, so they had that. I'd go eat, go right back upstairs, get in the bed. I wasn't really doing nothing. I was missing class, like I said. So one day, out of nowhere, I promise, it was like I just had a dream, and all the dream said was boxing. That's it. Just boxing. That's it. And once I seen that, I got this little extra boost, and I just woke up, went to the library, and the whole day I just watched this guy named Roy Jones Jr.
Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah.
Bad.
Roy Jones Jr.
Yes.
I went there. I went to the library at my school, and I just watched him for like a whole day straight. Still missing class, but I went. I watched him. And I left, I called my dad, and I said, when I come home, I just want to start boxing. You know what I mean? That's what I want to do.
What's your reaction when you said that?
He believed in it. I mean, everybody pretty much knew that I wasn't really feeling college. You know, my family knew, and they understood, and nobody really gave me a hard time about it.
Yeah.
So they already knew my standpoint with it, and then the whole reason I was there was to just try to play basketball and do what I like. So once that stopped working for me, then I was just at a standstill. And I'm blessed because most people hit those points and they there for years. They there for 5, 10 years before they figure out, they had that dream where it just tell them what to do.
Yeah.
But we were just like, how we gonna do it? You know what I mean? Because nobody in my family has boxed on a serious level. So nobody knows the route or the ins and outs and stuff like that of what you need to do to even get started. I didn't even know it was an amateur program. I thought that you just went, I had no clue about nothing. Boxing ain't really huge these days. It gets huge in specs with people and fighters and stuff that can blow it up and then it comes back down. So if you really don't know the process, if you ain't researched it, you don't know. So I just got on the computer and that was pretty much my schoolwork for the rest of the time I was there, was just figuring out how I was going to do it. And, I came home and I made it happen. So.
Man, your story sounds just like mine, kinda.
For real?
I ain't with the press. I almost committed suicide.
Oh, shit.
Man, because I remember in high school, I was playing basketball at Stafford.
Yeah.
And I always knew I had the talent. Like, I had the talent out of this world. I wasn't best in the nation, but I had the confidence of knowing, like, yo, I'm the man at this school.
Yeah.
So then I never stood on the team, stayed on the team until like my senior year, and that was my worst stat. That was my worst year ever when it came to stats. Like district. Like before that, I was averaging like 15 a game, but then district kind of like 8, 9 a game. I lost my starting spot.
Yeah.
What kicked me in the ass in high school was my grades because the tax test.
Yeah.
You know how much of a bitch that tax test can be.
horrible.
So man, I never passed it ever. It's crazy. Last time I passed tax all the way through was 3rd grade.
Yeah,
So I didn't care about school like that.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't care about it. I always thought I was gonna get everything handed to me. Like I was always spoiled.
Yeah.
So man, when I knew I couldn't walk and graduate, I was like, man, what am I here for?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I understand where you're coming from, but then now, I never thought I'd be doing this. You know, never thought. I always knew about sports.
Right.
I always loved talking about it, but I never knew that was my real skill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had to learn that when I grew up and got more mature. And then especially when I had my first child, then that's when, all right, it's just an extra motivational boost.
Yeah.
So then that's when I came in, and then now, shoot, that was like, I found this like 2014, now 3 years later.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm the biggest radio personality in the city,
Yeah.
I feel like that's how I feel now,
confidence too, yeah.
So so man, I was gonna ask you this too, like, since you say the different routes it takes, like how people don't know what it takes, what, is there such thing as a recommended route? Is it the route to take when you can go through the amateur range? Everybody go amateur.
Yeah.
But then the Olympic route to
the
pro, or is it like, hey, amateur and pro?
Yeah, that's a huge thing right there that I want to talk about. Most fighters, and I've been approached with things that could have really messed me up and stuff like this, but the majority of fighters are in a situation or in a bind where they need money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe they don't need money, but money is the world to them. Money is everything to them. And that can be a gift if you surrounded by the right people, but it can be a curse. And most people are not surrounded by the right people in this boxing game. Unfortunately, it's a real dog-eat-dog world. So what people try to do, and they get these young fighters real caught up and mixed up real fast.
Yeah.
It's trying to get them to go pro fast. You go real young. You become champion at 21. You become champion at 22. Make all this money, throw all this stuff in their face, but they don't really understand that, number one, once you go pro, most of the time it comes with some type of attachment, some type of strings attached. Some like we was just talking about before the podcast, you sign those papers, you sign stuff like that, you start losing rights to your own things, you start being able to promote yourself the way you want to, you start having to fight when people tell you to fight, you lose the freedom of the sport, you become more of a puppet, and the less of a rank you have, or the less pull you got, the less accolades and accomplishments you have in your back pocket, the less you can, kind of make the situations to what you want to be. So you'll have a lot of guys. I have people come, they throw money, figures, 50,000, maybe 100,000, something like that. They give you that little bonus, but for the rest of your career, you got to be signed to them. You got to do what they want you to do, management-wise, whatever. You know what I mean? And then guys get into those situations, and they can't prosper because their whole careers is handled by somebody else. They don't even know completely what's going on in their career. And that's a young mistake that I see most fighters make. And luckily, I thank God that I came into the sport at 19 with some type of sense, you know what I mean? Because I can look at a lot of guys when I would go in, and I always spar with the pros, train with the pros, stuff like that all the time. So a lot of them have that type of story. They just kind of been stuck, and I see why. I just kept my eyes open and watched, and some of them went pro prematurely. Or pro without nothing big in their back pocket and stuff like that, to where they just gonna keep fighting these low-level fights, you know what I mean? You might get a little shot here and there, but if it don't work, it just don't work. You ain't in control of where you go. So the reason why I decided to go to the Olympics and make my route be an Olympic gold route is because, one, I started when I was 19, you know what I mean? I only been in the game for 2 years. I'm very humble. I love my sport. I look at it as a science. I look at it as an art. I love working on it. I work on it every single day. And when I say 2 years, I've been boxing for 2 years. I ain't been boxing for 2 years, took 6 months off here, 3 months off here. No, when I started, I have not stopped. So I look at my sport like a true art, you know what I mean? And I respect, and I get to fight really good guys. I get to spar really good guys, and it constantly reminds me that I got things to learn. I got the #1 rank before. I got the #2 rank before, and 3. I got all of them, but I still am a beginner. Seriously, Austin Williams is a beginner. Nobody has seen what I can really do. I ain't tapped into what I really can do, and it's an everyday process. So 2 years I've been in the game. I'm going to give myself a little bit more time, the extra 2 years, because the next Olympics is going to be in 2020. This year coming to a close, so about another 2 years. I feel like I still ain't going to be peaked as to who I'm going to be, but I will be close to unstoppable. You know what I mean? I won't be the best me, but I don't think nobody else will be able to even come close to me in 2 years. Now, that's just me and my skills. Like, that's the side of just me. But the side for the promotion and the, management and stuff like that is, if I win an Olympic gold medal, when I win the Olympic gold medal, I'm gonna be in control of what happens to me, where my career goes, who I wanna mesh with as far as businesses and sponsorships and stuff like that. I got so much coming at me. Money is gonna come, stuff like that. I'm not really worried about that right now. But I'll just be so elevated as far as the business side. I've grabbed so much attention. The biggest thing, the way you make money in anything you do, is the interest. Like, who's interested in you? How many people will you really have buying tickets? I don't care if you a super great athlete and things like that, but what is going to make people really buy tickets and want to tune in to you? You know what I mean? And that's what I'm going to have in my back pocket after that gold, Olympic gold medal, and all of the highlights and things that I acquired up until that point. Like, as you can see now, I already got stupid highlights and stuff like that. Things people love to watch.
I seen them on your ground.
I mean, people love to watch them, you know what I mean? So, from here until 2020, the highlights I'm going to accumulate is going to be stupid. That's going to build crazy interest. And then the actual gold medal in itself, that's something I take with me for the rest of my life, to the day I die. After I die, you know what I mean? It's written in stone. It's nothing, nobody can take an Olympic gold medal from you. That's the top thing top accomplishment.
You think it's bigger than winning the world title?
No, I don't think it's big. Well, actually, yes. Yes, winning an Olympic gold medal is bigger than winning a world title in certain cases.
I be hearing people like athletes, like basketball players, would say that winning a gold medal for their country is bigger than winning NBA finals.
Yes, because and the reason why I say that, I mean, the opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just I love to fight. You know what I mean? I love to do it, and I think that's one of the biggest things about myself is that I don't put limits on myself. I don't look at statistics. I don't look at people's history.
Yeah.
I don't look at nothing like that. All I do is believe in myself and go in with my top weapons and then let the chips fall where they may. But I ain't never going to take myself out of something. So for me to get to that level or get to that ranking and stuff that I got already, it was all taking chances. Most guys stay in the amateurs and they do their first 10 fights what they call novice. Or they do sub-novice, then novice. And I did 2 novice fights. Mm-hmm. And then I went open, which is I could fight anybody, any amateur, don't matter record, nothing like that. I went after it and I was very successful. That was actually my first Golden Gloves tournament, and I made it all the way to the championship, and I took a loss there.
It was a knockout decision?
No, decision. I ain't
so,
never been
4 losses you
out.
had never been knocked out, right?
No, never been knocked out, never been stopped, never, nothing like that, no. Hopefully I keep it that way.
So was you fighting, so like, answer this, when you was in school, like in high school, was you fighting some people? Because mostly that'd be the story sometimes about people fight.
Yeah.
They get into fights because they be a boxer because they used to fight back in school.
Yeah.
You know, there was a bad boy in the streets or something like that. So was that the reason why they had the love for boxing?
No, I got plenty of stories. I think my youth fighting stories, I think it trumps everybody's youth.
All right, give me your craziest fighting story right now. I don't know.
Craziest,
people like, oh my God, don't say it. No.
Craziest, it ranges. But my craziest, the one where I knew I was a survivor. Let's take it there. And this is youth.
Uh-oh. Oh, shoot.
I was in elementary school.
How old was you?
Probably 4th grade, 5th grade. So I was probably 10.
10 years old?
10 years old, yeah. I fought way before that and way after that as well. But this is one of my craziest fights.
10? I gotta hear this.
We was on the bus, me and this kid named Vernell. Yes, if Vernell ever watched this, shout out to you, man. You gave me a story for the rest of my life.
Oh, God.
But me and the Vernell dude was on the bus fighting.
Yeah.
It's a normal thing. It's an everyday thing. We were fighting on the bus, and the bus stopped. Stopped abruptly, and I fell backwards into the seat. And the natural thing to do at our age was to get on top and just pummel. Throw punches in the face. I knew that. I seen it. I've done it. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the guy got on top of me and got ready to throw, the punches to my face and stuff like that. I promise, I don't know how I got that accuracy. I don't know where it came from, but I zoned in. I used my thumbs. I poked him in both his eyes.
Oh, my God. What? That's what happened?
Yeah. I poked him in both of his eyes, and he fell backwards into the seat across, because it's just crossing seats. And then I got on top and I did the normal pummel thing.
Up to his eyes?
It was normal. It was kids stuff. They just came back to normal. They was watering and stuff like that. But
so you got made like, ah!
Yeah, got him. I got him. And then he fell back into the seat, and then I pummeled him, and they broke it up, and it was just a regular day on the bus. Like I said, we used to fight all the time.
You know how mad you gotta be to poke people in the eye?
Man, I'm telling you, this one was not anger. This was straight precision.
It was like no boop. It was like a.
No, it was a boop. It was a double boop. And I hit him with both of the eyes, bro. Pop, pop. He fell back, and I was very proud of myself after that fight. I was extremely proud of myself. I should have known right there that I'd be some type of professional fighter in my life, stuff like that.
Professional eye poker or something.
Yeah, something. Shoot, some survivalist, something. I don't know, but that's probably my craziest story I got plenty stories. I got.
I got two. It's probably a tie. I'm really not much of a fighter.
Yeah.
You know, I'm more of a lover, ladies. That's me. That's me. I don't like to fight all the time, but it's just, if something go down, you know, you gotta throw some hands. But, you know, I got 2 stars. One while I was 5 years old, so I was it was at daycare. So it was these twins.
Yeah.
They used to get on my nerves. They would always suck their thumb all the time. They used to always suck their thumb. I ain't like that. You a man for sucking your thumb.
Yeah.
You know, so he sitting. We sitting. You know, you gotta sit Indian style.
Yeah.
So he's sitting on the left of me. I don't know where the other twin was at. So he's sitting on the left of me. He had this ruler in his hand, but in the other thumb, he's sucking his thumb.
Yeah.
So he's doing that next to me,
Right.
and he's looking at me while he's doing it. So I don't know what I said. I'm fine. I don't know what I said. I think, man, this dude sucking his thumb. He must have said something for me to react.
Yeah.
So I punched him. I took the ruler and smacked it across his back. Yeah, I just got in trouble after that.
That ain't no fight. That's an attack. You attacked the kid.
He's sucking his thumb. I don't want you sucking your thumb in front of me.
Right.
You know, I don't play that stuff. I don't really play that stuff. You know, you suck your thumb in my face, it's gonna be a problem. For all you thumb suckers out there, don't do that.
Right.
You know. Then I had another one in 8th grade. So it was at this basketball camp. So me and my partner, we was in Waco, me and my friend, and his dad left, and we was watching Coach Carter.
Yeah.
So then he wants. See, my story's just crazy. Like this dude, we was reenacting a scene of Coach Carter. So at that time, like we was just playing around with him. So I guess it went too far or too rough or whatever. So he got mad. So we started fighting. So then I guess I started beating this man up so bad. We had flip phones.
Yeah.
Took my flip phone and threw it against the wall and broke my phone.
Yeah.
I said, nah, you gotta pay for this shit.
Yeah.
This back in the day, we ain't had no iPhone.
Yeah,
you know, flip phone was a big deal.
Everything, yes.
You know, you throw my flip phone, it's a problem.
Yeah.
My razor, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, you gonna break my phone? We started going hard at it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I messed with the thumb sucking story, but that was my 2 main fights in my life.
Yes.
Ain't nothing compared to what you had.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't no fighter.
Right.
But if it comes down to it,
Yeah.
you gotta do what you gotta do.
You get down, yeah.
You know.
I feel that, man.
Cause I can't, you know, I can't box. You know?
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. Like I watched y'all spar for the first time. That was my first time watching the sparring in
Me
person.
and Keys?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this is
Serious.
intense.
Yeah.
It's intense, dog. Especially that. Who's the dude that sparred after y'all? He signed to Al Heyman. I forgot his name.
You're probably talking about Darwin.
There you go.
Yeah, Darwin. And me and Darwin actually sparred today. We had an amazing sparring session today. That's actually one guy I can honestly say that I like to watch, man. I like to watch what he does. He's a great, awesome fighter. You know, and like I said, the more and more I learn about sports and not sports but boxing, like I said, it's a science for me. So I break it down. I criticize hard. I criticize myself harder than everybody. So the more and more I learn, the more and more I see what people do wrong. I see the bad habits they do.
You're more perfectionist.
I'm a perfectionist, yes.
So you're the type of person to go back after your fights and watch film and watch it like
for hours. I watch it for hours. I decode it. I write about it. You know, I give myself new goals. I give myself new things to do. I change the workouts all the time. A lot of things stay consistent, like the fundamental things. Because a master of boxing is a master of the fundamentals. You know, so I do the fundamentals the same. But when I make my adjustments and things like that, I'm very, very, very precise on the changes I make. And like I said, that beautiful thing about me being able to watch him and learn from him, one of the very few, is because every single day I'm learning something new. Every single day I'm learning something people do wrong. And I look at these fighters and I see they do 6, 7, 8 things wrong. I see that they ain't really put that time in. They didn't care about the little things, the little details and stuff like that. And it all just opens up to me why a lot of people are where they are in the sport. You know what I mean? And then it shows me why a great in boxing is literally a great. Because they had to have that obsession. You know what I mean? Just they gotta watch it. I gotta make this better. I gotta be a perfectionist and stuff like that. You know, and to make this sport, which is so brutal, you know what I mean? Really, you can lose your life in there. Any punch you can take, any given moment. And if somebody can take that and turn it into an art, something so beautiful, it look like they painting a picture when they doing it. I got the utmost respect for people like that. So Darwin is one guy who has held that respect with me. And today we sparred and we went at it. It was some of my best sparring lately. So I was very, very, very happy about that. Darwin, shout out to you if you see this.
Oh yeah, man, watching him fight that sparring session was deadly. Me and Monday was talking about that. It was like, man, that's the way this dude was punching.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Super nice.
I couldn't take it. I could, if I was in the ring, I couldn't take those punches.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably fall out like the first 10 punches. I'm not gonna lie to you. But talk about your trainer and how much of an inspiration he's been to you.
My trainer, Dwight Pratchett. I love my trainer. I love Dwight. Like, first and foremost, he's like another father figure in my life because one, he not just boxing all the time. He teaches me stuff about life. You know what I mean? Business, things about my car, taxes, whatever you name it. You know, gives me guidance on things that I never even thought I needed guidance on. So I love him for that. And I see him every single day. You know, Monday through Sunday, literally, I see this guy every day. It's been like that since I started. Well, it ain't been Monday through Sunday since I started. That was a gradual thing. But I'm very thankful for him. One is when I came into the gym, I was actually sparring professionals with no coach. And this only happened twice before me and Dwight ended up, you know, linking.
How y'all discover? How do you discover you?
I came into the gym, main boxing gym. I just came there.
At 19.
At 19.
Okay.
Came into the gym. It's a fighter named Junior, another one of my guys, because he been at the gym for a long time. Junior, yeah. The J is silent.
Oh, okay. I was about to ask that. Like, what was the J at?
Yep.
No respect to Junior, though.
Yeah. Junior, so I sparred him, professional guy, and I went at it with him. No coach, no nothing, no guidance. I just went at it with him twice. And then after the second time, I ended up going against this guy named Rad Mir, who I have a great story about with him. But
I love boxers' names.
Yeah.
It's
Rad
so crazy.
Mir.
What's his name?
Rad Mir.
Oh my God.
I think he's from
so
Kazakhstan. He's from Kazakhstan.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
Yeah, and then one day I came in, I was ready to spar again, and then these days I wasn't doing the best. They was probably getting the best of me, you know, but I kept coming back. And one day Dwight just got in my corner, and then we've been on since then. He started training me, he started helping me out, and we just been on since then. He seen me, seen I had the potential. And actually, for a long time, I didn't even know this guy's accolades. I didn't know that I didn't know he was a fighter himself. Two, I didn't know that he already coached a lot of guys. I didn't know nothing about him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it took a while. One big humbling thing that I learned from him, he didn't just bark all his accomplishments at me off top. You know, he wasn't like, I'm this and I'm that, and I'm this and I'm that, and you need to train me, and blah, blah, blah. No. One day I asked, and he went down the line, all the stuff he did in the sport, and I was like, wow, you know, this is my coach. I never knew that, you know what I mean? And like I said, which brings me back to what I said at first, he teaches me things about life, you know what I mean? One of the biggest things is speaking with your actions, speaking with the things you do. Now in my life, as soon as somebody comes at me and barks out their accomplishments, immediately, it's a turn off for me. It's just like, you know, you're trying to sell me on something right now. Rather than, you know, we just friends or whatever exchanges we have, and then I learn what you are. I can tell. I want to ask because I can tell you got something to offer. I feel like people who, you know, come at me and tell me all this money they make and all this stuff they do and blah, blah, blah. All they trying to do is sell me, you know, trying to make me look at them, put them on a pedestal or something like that to get something out of me. You know what I mean? And actually just learning that helped me in so many situations. It's crazy. So, like I said, Dwight, my trainer, he just took me under his wing, and I kept coming back, and I never stopped, and he was always there, literally, always in the gym. First fight I had with him, that was my second novice fight, and the second one I had with him, I got a knockout. So I was like, man, this is the right duo, and then we just kept it rocking from there.
Oh man, that's crazy. That's a crazy story. So let's shift gears to the Mayweather-McGregor fight.
Oh jeez.
I gotta ask that question. Last time I talked to Keith, it was obviously before they fought.
Yeah.
And me personally, my opinion was this: I love the fight. It was good. It was great for both UFC and boxing. I was going for McGregor. I'll get into that a little bit after how I feel about your opinion about the fight. But I feel like overall it was better than what people expected. So your take on the Mayweather-McGregor fight?
My take on Mayweather-McGregor.
Since you're a boxer, because I know your perspective is like way different than mine.
Number one, the first thing, leading up to the fight, I wasn't a fan of the fight. I really was not a fan. No, I seriously was not a fan of the fight, out of respect for my sport, boxing. You know what I mean? The reason why is because I've learned, experience trumps pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything, yes, experience trumps. And when I seen that they was going to do this fight, off sheer disrespect to him saying this about boxing, F Mayweather, stuff like that, I was just like, man, Mayweather can be doing something if he really want to come out of retirement and fight and win. Even if he won the fight, he could be doing something so big for another boxer or somebody who trying to follow in his footsteps or give somebody a shot or whatever you want to do like that.
Yeah.
To a hungry fighter, somebody who needs this stuff, something like that. I felt like he could have did much more than McGregor. Then the McGregor guy, for me, it was clearly just a business move. You know what I mean? He just tried to suck Mayweather into doing, the fight so he can make some money and stuff like that. And
can't blame him though.
You can't blame him. You cannot blame him. I don't blame him for it at all. But once I pretty much let it settle in that it was going to happen, and I started looking at it from different perspectives, I just knew Conor had no chance, pretty much. I mean, if you look at the guys that Mayweather has fought, Maidana, Marcos Maidanas, people like that who really do have knocked the building down power. And he's got caught by guys. Zab Judah, he's got caught by guys really with good shots, flush shots, who know how to actually punch. Shane Mosley, and he didn't go down. You know what I mean? So, one, not only just taking the shot, but knowing how the shot feel, being comfortable with that, and stuff like that. It just really gave McGregor no chance rather than a lucky, beautiful punch that nobody seen coming and it caught him. And now I understand. Everybody want to see a great fall. Everybody want to see a great lose. Everybody, that sells.
It makes the day go by so much better.
Yes.
If I seen Mayweather lost, and I was doing hard. I was doing Harvey too.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that too.
Yeah.
But man, that if he would have lost, it was so beautiful.
So this
was so good.
To this. Like my whole thought process of the fight and stuff evolved.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because of this, when I really sat back and remembered, everybody wants to see a great fall. Everybody wants to see a great fall in a terrible fashion, or they lose to a UFC guy, and his career was never real. He was never this, he was never that. Look at him, he lost to a UFC guy. That will give the majority of the world satisfaction in some type of way. Everybody want to bring somebody back down to their level, take them off the pedestal, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So, when I stopped thinking in Austin's mind and started thinking in, Mayweather's head, I started thinking, how much can this really generate? You know what I mean? How many people want to see me lose? How many people really would pay money to see me fight a UFC fighter who never did a boxing match in his life, never did a 4-round fight, never did a 6, 8, 10-round fight? How many people going to pay for him to jump into a 12-round fight with me and hope that I lose? The majority of the world. So, he ended up racking up all of that money, knowing he was going to win the fight. And I say that's a genius thing to do. And that made me gain so much respect for Mayweather, because it shows how greats think. It's on another level. It's on a level that you would not understand as a regular person. You know what I mean? So that actually helps me. You know what I mean? That makes me more comfortable in my decisions that I make, and not trying to please nobody. Because I actually, I feel like boxing man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, I feel like my opinion really means something in that situation. It doesn't.
Yeah.
But Mayweather don't care about what I felt. You know what I mean? He don't care about what people is going to say. Like,
all
he
that money
disrespecting
going to
the
his
sport
pocket.
and stuff like that. Now he's comfortable for the rest of his life. Generations from him are going to be comfortable. And that's genius. You know what I mean? That is genius. So, I think it was an amazing business move for Mayweather. I think it was also a great move for our sport, boxing.
Yeah. It still shows that boxing is bigger.
It's done a lot of things. I mean, just that 1 year I was at college, that 1 year I was there, I learned things about boxing that I still remember right now in a history class. You know what I mean? It's done amazing things. So UFC is still fairly new, and it's just not as impactful as our sport right now. Another thing about, I hear when I was starting boxing, I had guys telling me, "Oh, why are you doing boxing? Do UFC, do this."
Kid.
And I was like,
Good
"No."
God.
Right, and I didn't even really know because, like, at that point, I didn't research as far as how big it was and the money and stuff like that. But I just like to box. I like to use my hands. And I don't want to fight on the ground in between nobody's legs. Stuff like that. You know, that's just not me.
Imagine a big toe go in your mouth, dog. Some crazy, some crazy stuff just happens. Shins to your nose,
crazy
elbows, like it's like
happen.
two animals in a cage.
Right.
You know.
But one big thing that I realized about boxing is greats fuel the sport. You know, a Mayweather fuels the sport. Ali fuels the sport. Roy Jones Jr. They fuel the sport. They do things. It goes up. It's that star, and then it might come down a little bit, and then it goes back up. And at this point, there's a lot of stars. There's plenty stars, especially in the 154-pound division. It's so many people to fight each other. There's so much interest that's gained and stuff like that. I learned that, our sport is based off the people in it at the time. And I'm going to be in the sport, and I know that's going to have the sport going up crazy. So, that's why I don't really mind as far as people saying, "Oh, it ain't no money," and stuff like that. Yeah, it ain't no money because I ain't been in it. I ain't been in the circuits yet and stuff like that. But I can generate that money. I'm a star. I can generate that and things like that. And it's happened plenty of times. Like we just said, Floyd just generated the most money ever. So,
He's breaking his own records.
Every
time he fights it, he's breaking his record.
He's breaking his own record. So, so that just tells me everything I needed to know as far as, people saying ain't no money here and ain't no money there. The money is in the people. And if you get the half of the world interested in you, then it's more than enough money there. You know what I mean? So, and that takes you back to why I want to win that gold medal. Have people interested.
Yeah. So, so who's your top 5 fighters of all time?
Top 5. Sugar Ray Robinson.
Okay.
Amazing, man. His story is just crazy. I didn't really like him as a person, but his fighting story, crazy. Henry Armstrong, amazing. I read over him in this little book that I got. Then my personal favorites, Roy Jones Jr., Sugar Ray Leonard.
Mm-hmm.
I love him, and then I gotta give it to Muhammad Ali.
Oh, yo, I'll wait for Ali to come up.
Muhammad Ali, just the man he is, man. Like the things that he's done, I think he's another person who really grasped how strong the mind is, and just the things that he went through as far as history. He's involved in history. Another one that took boxing to that next level as far as intertwining himself in history. So that's my top 5.
Where's Tyson? Tyson somewhere in the top 10 maybe?
Tyson falls in the top 10. I actually liked him. And it's a lot of guys. I got so many guys I like.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes down to top 5, then it comes down to more than just the boxing
outside the
and the reason why Tyson ain't my top is because he got played like a puppet. I don't care nobody say. He got played like a puppet, man.
He did.
He couldn't
they took advantage of him.
They took advantage of him. They stole his money. He wasn't in control of his moves. When he tried to be in control of his moves, they were horrible moves. Got, just all types of stupid stuff that just me and his mindset are very different.
He needs a biopic. Like, I'm waiting for a Mike Tyson movie because I feel like it will be.
They got a Tyson movie?
Not like a good one. I know which one you're talking about. I'm talking about a very good one,
Yeah.
Oscar-winning, Oscar-nominated movie like Ali.
Yeah.
Like, I heard Jimmy Foxx supposed to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting for that because a lot of people don't know the story of Tyson. His story is ridiculous.
Yes.
Dude came from the hood in New York.
Yeah.
He was fighting all the time. Customado found him.
Yeah.
See, when Customado was alive, he was more in control.
Mm-hmm.
But once he died, things started to unravel. He lost his Buster Douglas.
Yeah, and it just spun out of control for him. That's why I said as far as like him and his mindset and who he was, everybody say he wasn't the greatest champs ever and stuff like that. But just what I define as a champ, or amazing person and stuff like that. Which he is an amazing person. Don't take that from me. But my top 5, he wouldn't win.
Yeah.
Just because I don't feel like he didn't take control of his life. He didn't take control of his destiny and stuff like that at the time. He doing good now and stuff like that. But he could have been. He has so much left in him. Mike could have been so much more. You know what I mean? But it's so glorified of what he did.
He could have been solidified number 2. Cause he's my number 2. He's my favorite fighter ever. Yeah. But I got him number 2 because his dominance was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, whoever stood in his way, he's knocking him down.
Yeah, yeah.
So I like Tyson, my favorite. But Ali, of course, is number 1. Then I go with, like, after Mike Tyson, Ali, I got Leonard. You could throw in like a Duran. 5, maybe I would probably go with Frazier or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm
leaving out Mayweather though. I think Mayweather's 50-0 is not. The record doesn't mean everything to me. Like he went 50-0, but look at the people he fought some big names, but look when he fought them. Yeah. His first breakout fight, 07, De La Hoya. He fought De La Hoya cool, but that was De La Hoya's last fight ever. He was old. Shane Mosley old. Pacquiao 6 years. That was a 6 years later fight. Like it should have happened in 09, 2010. I looked at the people he fought. It's like he was like the biggest con man in Vegas history. Yeah. Like this dude beat people that was like past their prime and like about to leave. Like he fought him like too late.
Yeah.
McGregor's probably the only fighter he fought that was on time.
Yeah. And that wasn't even. Yeah.
So I'm looking like, come on, man. I'm not taking nothing away from him. People love to say he's the greatest defensive fighter ever. I still say Ali. Yeah. I'm still saying Ali on winner.
Well, Mayweather is definitely.
He's fast. Don't get me wrong.
No, not just fast, but he is definitely a master of the sport.
He's a master runner.
No, man. See, that's the thing, and that's the type of stuff right there. You know what I mean? Once you learn the sport, once you really learn it, once you really see. What it takes to do it.
I'm talking from a fan.
From a fan.
Of course, I'm running too if I'm in the gym.
I'm sorry, but I can't let this come back 10, 15 years from now, and I just wasn't standing up for Mayweather. I love Mayweather. And watch young Mayweather, too.
Oh, yeah.
Mayweather, that's my guy.
We was Pretty Boy Floyd.
Yeah, man, he was a dog. You know what I mean? He was a dog. He just preserved himself like he was supposed to get to 50-0. If you look at fighters nowadays, they don't even make it to 50. Fights that they already took out the sport because why they want to please somebody else, they want to stand in, they want to go blow for blows for somebody, live the rest of their life with brain damage. No, play your sport, learn the art, learn the craft, learn what it's really about. Hit, not get hit, score points, get knocked down, stuff like that. Win your fights. He mastered that. He mastered exactly what he was supposed to master, and that's why he is where he at right now, 50-0, best record in the game.
Yeah. So, Canelo, Triple G.
Canelo.
You got Canelo?
Yes.
Oh, Triple G?
I love Triple G. I used to watch Triple G all the time. But Canelo, man, he's growing. He is, youth, of course, it plays a big factor in it. He's young. I just watched Triple G's last couple fights, and I seen that he fades. You know what I mean? He got to turn it into an ugly fight. He got to turn it into a brawl. He got to hurt these guys. You got to take them out. He can't box with them all the way and things like that. And that Danny Jacobs fight was close.
So you saying basically Triple G, if it goes to like round 8 or 9, you're gonna see fatigue?
Yes, and if you watch Canelo last fight, he stood up in the middle of every round of the 12-round fight, which is rare. You don't see that. He stood up. He did not take a seat. He destroyed and demolished a Mexican-style fighter, which Triple G brings into the game. He brings a Mexican-style fight. He demolished.
It's gonna be great though.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be.
I commend him. I'm happy. Man, greatness is born when two greats fight each other. I mean, I think they giving us something that just can't be. I love it. I'm so thankful.
I think it's gonna be a trilogy though.
Yeah, I think
it's gonna be a rematch though for sure.
And they gonna get so rich off of this, man. I mean, like the amount of money they gonna make on this if they fight 3 times. That's gonna set them, like I said, for Mayweather set them. They probably ain't gonna make no Mayweather money. But
they ain't gonna make $1 billion or nothing like that.
Nah, but it's gonna set them. They gonna be set. Either one of them.
I'll put it like this. This fight reminds me, and I told Keith this too, and I tell a lot of people this. This fight reminds me of 20 years ago, Tyson Holyfield, the first one. Remember that? The first time they fought, because I look at Triple G like a Tyson.
Yeah.
Even though Tyson lost, I don't count that Buster Douglas. That's bull crap. And you had a Holyfield that was like Canelo coming up in the game. And everybody said, man, Holyfield gonna get beat down by Tyson. He ain't gonna last 4 rounds. That's what people saying about Triple G. Now they know it's gonna be a great fight, but they looking like Triple G might knock this dude out.
Yeah.
And I think you probably answer this question. Do you think this is the last? Well, you tell me this. I believe the last great fight in 2 fighters in their prime was Tyson Holyfield 20 years ago. Because I feel like people after that, they fought. It was good fights, but they wasn't in their prime. One probably was out their prime. You had another one up and coming. I'm talking about 2 great guys, both at the elite level, fighting at the same time. I think that's really the last one.
No, I say Roy Jones, Bernard Hopkins. I think that was an amazing time.
That fight too was good. I think
not the first one.
Not 91. Why you talking about like?
They were young. They were young. This was This is where Roy Jones got his first world championship. He fought Bernard Hopkins for it.
Like around 04?
No. How old was Roy? Roy was, I think, 24 years old.
I saw like 30 something.
No, yeah, you seen the late ones. You seen the late when they was older. Yeah. Look it up. Bernard Hopkins and Roy Jones Jr. won the first one they fought. They ended up fighting later down the line, but that was an amazing fight. Then I say Roy Jones Jr., James Toney. That was after the Bernard Hopkins fight. James Toney was coming for Roy Jones' belt that he got from winning. It was a vacant title. And he won when he fought Bernard Hopkins. Then Roy Jones Jr., James Toney. James Toney was in his prime. And James Toney was a villain in the sport. I mean, dog, killer. People scared of this man. And they fought in the prime. So that's just two nice ones. But one thing you said too, I was thinking, I don't know how Evander name slipped my mind. But I was kind of in deep thought when you was talking, and you said it, which is great. Evander Holyfield is one of my favorite fighters. I like top probably 6. Evander Holyfield before Mike Tyson, because he got heart. He is a great guy. He was in control of his career, and he beat. People don't act like this dude ain't beat Mike Tyson down, bro. He beat that boy, had him biting him and stuff. You know what I mean? And people just look over it. Tyson overshadowed him so much that they don't really realize what happened. And it's actually a documentary on Netflix about how Mike Tyson's career actually just overshadowed Evander Holyfield's career so much. People don't see that he was more successful in the sport of boxing.
I think, I can understand it, but I just think the impact, the culture impact Tyson had, because you heard the 3 Mikes. Tyson, Jackson, Jordan, in that time. So he can have a more successful career than Mike.
Yeah,
but Mike, that culture he was in. You know, the people around him, that pull was ridiculous, you know. Holyfield was a straight up boxing. Tyson was everything, you know. So I think that's the difference too. But last one before we get out of here, what's next? What we got for Austin Williams next though?
Like I told you before, next big thing, man. I got a flyer. I'm gonna send it to you. You can put it on some videos, whatever you want to do. Is me and Quentin Randall. I'm so happy this happened. Like I said, he a great fighter. He #1 in the nation, #7 in the world, #2 in the continent. So, I'm prepared and focused. You know, he been in the game for a while. Everybody know who he is. He got real accolades and stuff that you can't take from him. He just fought in the World Games, or the World Championships. And that's next, man. He from Houston, too. So that's next for me. And we going to meet and fight on the September the 23rd. And like I said, me being a young bull in the game, this is an accomplishment for me that I want with all my heart. Me and him actually was set to fight 3 times. And a couple different things happened. But it didn't happen. So now it's set, it's solid. September 23rd, I'm fighting the #1 ranked 152 pounder in the nation. He coming up. And I'm fighting he #7 in the world. So that's just something that just motivates me so much. That's next. That's what I'm grinding hard for. That's what's on my mind 24/7 right now.
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday. And we just finalized it 2 days ago.
What time is it going to be, like around 9?
We're going to be the main event, so it's probably going to be 6.
Main event?
Yeah, main event. I'm telling you.
Hold on now. The main event?
Main event is going down, you know.
My slide, give me a little pass for this game. I mean,
yeah. Hey, you got to get it. I'm going to send. I wish I had all of the details that I could just say on here, but I'm going to post it. I might get like a clip or something and post it. And attach the address and everything. But I commend them for taking the fight, for wanting to fight. I like real fighters. I like people who really want to get down, ain't worried about X, Y, Z. We said we signed up to be fighters. Fighters fight the best fighters. I know too many people who dodge, people that don't want to sign, pull out of tournaments and stuff like that because it's a certain fighter there. One of my greatest qualities is I fight anybody, any accolade, any time.
Yeah.
And he got to be the same way to sign to you know, make this a deal. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and I think that's a huge thing for Houston, Texas. So
see, I like this guy. First of all, last name is Williams, so we got that Williams connection.
Yeah.
The mentality is the same. This whole podcast, every time you've been talking, is almost like kind of like me almost. You know, I like this guy. This guy's gonna be great. This guy's gonna be great. So next Saturday, September 23rd, fighting.
That's next for me. Then December 4th through the 10th, I got that tournament I told you about with the top 4.
Yeah.
And I gotta go there, show out, show them guys why I deserve to be on the team, beat everybody, stop everybody, get on the team. Then after that, I'll be out in Colorado Springs on the Olympic team. So that's what's next for me. I got big things on the horizon. And I'm just focused and I'm ready, blessed. You know, I'm blessed to have these opportunities. And like I said, I ain't have no clue how this stuff went. And now I'm up here, so it's all a blessing. It had to be written in the stars for it to work like this. So.
All right.
Yes, man.
There you had it. Show number 10 is in the books. Austin Williams, appreciate you for coming through to the podcast. Good luck. Send me the reminder.
Gotcha.
September 23rd. Front row. I'm going to be front row. Right there. Right there. Show number 10. It's the real deal with Akil. You know, we was in Vegas. MGM Grand, we was fighting. You know, knocked him out. It was 8 rounds. You know, I let him slide first 7. You know, I let him slide first 7 rounds. So it came in, you know, my mentality. My game plan was to come in and hit him with a stick and move. You know what I'm saying? A couple of stick and move we had, you know, and got into it. His first couple of rounds he had me though. You know, I was trying to give the fans what they wanted. You know, they didn't want to see no boring fight. So they didn't want to see no boring fight. So I just told them straight up, man, you know, told my trainer, said, look, I got it. After the 5th round, I'm coming in hard.
Yeah.
I'm coming in hard the 5th round. So that's had a couple of uppercuts. That's what happened. You know, so it was a good win overall, man. My boy Austin helped me out sparring training, sparring session.
Yes, sir.
He helped me out. You know, so we got this fight done. You know, getting people what they want to see.